The Monarchs ready to put toe to leather, and here we go. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll start on the ground with Fluff Bothwell. Finds his way ahead for 5, and now they've got it at the 28.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
Mississippi State going up tempo. Wants to throw. Gonna try to get it himself. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Mississippi State to the line with a fresh set of downs.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. And it's the next play that you have to play instead of just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job of keeping that guy in the pocket.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Softened him up with a run. Now to throw. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down.
And those are those where you're just looking at your hands. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Dang it, I should have caught that. Nice.
Guys, look at this. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while.
Man, first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point in going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Wide receiver comes in motion. Move! Takes the handoff. It's Roach. Surged ahead for a couple there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Right back to the well. There's some room. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Old Dominion. An impressive run from the back. Gets him 6 points, good drink of water, and maybe a little oxygen.
He definitely needs some oxygen after that long run, but it looks simple, right? Just hand the ball off, but when you can make big plays like this in the run game, man, does it make offense fun.
And the extra point splits the uprights. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Slips through the line. He just about popped that one for a long one, but as it is, he gives his team a lot of momentum with a solid return. The Bulldogs offense is on the field, ready to get this drive cranked up. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And you talk about just being a pain in the butt. This guy, he can just scramble, move, throw it on the run, and his ability to extend the play was the reason for the conversion right there.
Yeah, and David, I like the idea that he kept his eyes down the field, right? With his speed, there's a lot of guys in his position that would have just taken off and tried to go get it with their legs, but he gave the play a chance. He allowed the routes to develop and let everybody work the scramble drill to find a big-time completion.
Throwing right. Got his man downfield. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
All right, ball was incomplete, but that was a nice job up front by the offensive line. Really nice job of communicating with one another and understanding where that pass rush was coming from.
Unloads to the right. Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive. Might have a chance. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business.
And you really want your quarterback in the red zone to be efficient, to be smart, not to give up points, and man, he makes a big mistake. They capitalize on defense, return the ball all the way down the field, and now their offense has an opportunity in the red zone.
Going to the run, it's Roach. He's going for the goal line. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Monarchs!
And he's in for his second touchdown, man. He knows what to do when he gets down here. He knows how to get in the end zone, and I love when you can run the football as you get closer to that goal line. Be the more physical team, and they're doing just that.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Fluff Bothwell. Ran to that daylight to pick up 6 to the 22.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keep.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Inside the 30. He's at the... And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
And unbelievable timing with the quarterback and wide receiver. Get it to him in his hands, right on his frame where he can run after the catch and do some serious damage.
And that's why he's so dangerous, because of that ability after the catch. For these DBs in this game, you've got to tackle the reception, because if you don't get him down, he's taking it to the house.
On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Looking for a crease. It's Roach. There he goes. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. We've come to the end of the period. Old Dominion has the lead. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. They've got a first down here to open the period. Might be calling a hot route. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. They'll try it over the left side. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. And the Monarchs headed quickly to the line. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. He'll be stopped short. It'll bring up 4th down as this defense makes a play. Tries to get it on the ground. Got a little grass. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good gain there.
That's how it's done, and it's an easy decision when you get it. There's no second guessing when you get it. Nice job by the offense converting the 4th down.
The Monarchs are flying down the field. They'll try the left side. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. He bounced that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
They'll switch it up here and look to throw. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Well, you see the offense trying to hook up on that in route, but the receiver just not able to create enough separation to complete that throw.
7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Black 18! Black 18!
From the gun, wants to pass. Moves away as he feels pressure. It's complete to the right. Past the 30. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here.
And this is why, as a defense, man, you don't want to let the quarterback outside the pocket. Once he gets outside the pocket, now everybody else has to adjust, and some people have to leave coverage, and he goes and he starts going towards his right. Nice job by the receiver finding some space towards the sidelines. They get the completion and make the play.
They'll give him maybe one on the play. It's down to the 20.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Trying play action. Under fire. And he never had a chance.
But when it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on 3rd and long.
53. Wilson.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. This 3rd down a little longer after that penalty. Quarterback may change this route. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And full extension down the right side for the grab.
Man, that's a really fun toy to have. When you can go 5 wide and use your running back, man, and make them have to cover him with a bigger body. A guy that he's faster than, but a guy that can now run routes. And you see these running backs, man, they've developed so well.
Looking for the end zone. And he's forced out of bounds close to the goal line, and that shove saved a touchdown. And the Monarchs racing to the line in the hurry-up. Got it back on 2nd and goal. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown.
You know, there's so many coaches out there in 2-minute situations at the end of the half with the lead that'll just be happy taking the lead into halftime. This guy's staying aggressive, though. Pedal to the metal, David, and you saw it paid off there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and let's finish this half now. Now, we got a nice lead. Built a little bit of a lead, but the defense has to go back out there. There's still a little bit of time, so get that stop to keep that momentum you just got, and everybody will be jacked up at halftime.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner will be dragged down. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. The Bulldogs will use their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
Taylor wants to throw it. Fires to the middle. What a grab, just beat the coverage. Offense rushing to the line of scrimmage. Clock is stopped for the first down. They'll try to get it off quickly.
Well, this team found themselves in a hole really quickly. Good things need to start happening, and they got to happen now. There's a big play that the offense desperately...
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Man, it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Quarterback could not have walked that ball and placed it into the hands of his receiver any better. That was a perfect throw, wide out, deep downfield. You got to finish the play.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Takes a shot. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover.
And that was another ball thrown in harm's way. And this young man, here he has 1 interception. That was almost a second. Just playing a little bit loose with the football. Let's make sure we get that dialed in. We can't make those mistakes. Hard to win games when you make big mistakes.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
That's a really good break on the football. He sees the ball come out, and he hits him right as he's catching it.
But, guys, they're not sending the punt team out there. They're going to go for it. This is a huge risk, and, man, if it backfires, they're in trouble. Oh, they're after him. They get to him as he throws. The incomplete pass ends a frustrating series, and they turn it over on downs.
Tell you what, coaches catch heat a lot nowadays, especially on social media. I expect him to catch a lot of heat. 4th down, long yardage situation on your own territory, and you want to go for it, and you fail, and you're surprised. You definitely shouldn't be surprised. Just don't check your mentions, dog.
They're testing the right side here. Here's a little room there. Inside the 10. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose.